Hey everyone, it's Karen, and I wanted to review Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. So, Riley Sager is a pseudonym of some random guy, but let me tell you guys, this book was so good, so we need to talk about it. So basically, Home Before Dark is kind of like a ghost story for all these people like myself who are adults now and grew up loving like ghost stories. I read so much Betty Wren Wright when I was a kid, and Hilary Hahn. Is that her name? Hilary Hahn is a violinist. Mary Downing Hahn. I think is her name, not the violinist. But I loved ghost stories as a kid, and I always enjoy as an adult when I can find something that reminds me of my childhood while being for adults. So this is basically a ghost story for adults. It tells about Maggie, who when she was a little girl, her parents moved into a house that was haunted. They only stayed for 20 days and then they left, and it was all over the news that they left. And then the dad ended up writing a book about their experiences, kind of in the style of like Amityville Horror. And so Maggie has grown up with this book like hanging over her head, and she's pretty famous because of the book and for being the primary character in the book. And so basically everywhere she goes, like the book starts with her going to visit an attorney, and she just gets all these questions everywhere she goes about, did it actually happen, and what was it like to live there, and like all this stuff. And she is like so over it. And yeah, she also doesn't believe that the house was haunted. So anyway, when the book opens, her dad has just passed away and she is an adult, and so she inherits the house that she lived in for 20 days that was haunted. She didn't even know that her dad still owned it. She just assumed the family sold it. She was only 5 years old, I believe, when she lived in there, and it was only for 20 days. So she has no memories of this house, and yeah, nothing. So she inherits it, and she is an interior designer, so she decides that like this ghost stuff is ridiculous. This house is not haunted, but I want to be done with this house, so I'm going to like remodel it and make it look really, really nice and then sell it for a big profit. So that's the premise of the book, but obviously things get crazy. I read this book in one sitting, essentially. Like I took breaks to like quickly eat some food or something, but I basically picked this up from the library yesterday and finally got to it in the afternoon, and by evening it was done. Like I had to figure out what happened. I was surprised by the ending. It was not predictable to me anyway, like Where the Crawdads Sing, which I know these are not the same genre of books, but I did not see the ending coming for the most part. Anyway, so yeah, this book is written in a cool format too. So obviously, like I said, her dad wrote this book that was about their experiences in the house over the 20 days that they lived there. And so some of the chapters are written in, there's the date, and then it's written in this font, which is a bit more like bold. And then that is actually like from her dad's book. I don't think that you get the whole book in the story, but you get like a lot of like excerpts from it. And then the other chapters are just in a like less bold font. It's a completely different font. It's not even like it's bold and not bold, but yeah, it's written in a different font. And yeah, those are like the experiences of Maggie as an adult. So, oh my gosh, guys, I love this. I gave it 5 stars. It was fun just to take a break from like more serious reading and just read something that's fun, and this was really fun. I'm really interested to read his other books. I think he has 3 other thrillers, and I'm not sure if they're also ghost stories. Like I don't read a lot of thrillers, but when I can find a good ghost story, I just love it. It just reminds me of my childhood, and I love it so much. Anyway, I will definitely be buying this book. I think I might wait till it comes out in paperback so it's a bit less expensive, but this is 5 stars for sure, and I am curious if you guys would be interested in reading it. Another question I have for you, I know that many of you who follow me are not really into ghost stories, but for those of you who are, I'm curious what other adult ghost stories I need to read. I've read The Shining. I would like to read Amityville Horror. I've never read that. But yeah, I'm really into just that kind of like creepy house, creepy ghosts. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, this book was so good and I'm so glad I got to read it. And I hope you guys are having an awesome week and reading awesome things. And I will see you later. Bye.